So I'm gonna make another video about, the brocialism and then the accelerationism, the nihilism. Because I wake up and I get banned from our rants for something along the lines of because they didn't even respond. You see, they just quoted what I said as if to be self-explanatory. Um, and not even taken into context. Not that it would matter because you still don't have the right to ban me, but not taken into context, I'm not going to be that specific unless there was something said prior to be, specific with. Um, I don't remember exactly what was said, but somebody mentioned something about bashing someone's skull in with a tire iron. So then I was like, women should have their heads bashed in with a skull on, tire iron, and fucking that's the misogyny. So I'm banned, even though because only misogynists get banned, right? I mean, that would be the only reason. You certainly would never do something illegal for any other reason, but besides to respect women. Is that correct? So I told him, I'm sure your wife's boyfriend appreciates it, but the FBI has your address now. You might want to delete the child porn off your hard drive. And I'm sure some cuck's gonna. How do you know he has child porn? He's a moderator. Of course he has child porn. And that's just the way you have to respond to these people. You just have to be like, look, you want to be a moderator? I'm gonna fuck up your life. I'm not gonna show any kind of joy, guilt, remorse, anything. Just as you are a distant, emotionless sociopath that feels content in just stepping on people's necks and treating them like garbage, I'm going to slit your throat. Metaphorically or physically, were the opportunity to present itself, and you're going to deal with it. Because you're going to learn that that is not bueno. That is not something you do. You can have your little opinion. You could think that I'm fucking out of my mind, that I'm incel or whatever, but as soon as you ban me, whatever happens to you is on you. It's your fault. Why'd you do that to yourself? You're so weird. And the reason this has to do with nihilism and accelerationism and things like that, and this is just my individual way of, participating in this thing called society, is because why should we care? How are we individuals, but somehow we are synopsis with and responsible for society? This is something that has intoxicated the minds of everyone via liberalism. Um, when when I say something bad about women or moderators or anything, they just automatically go to, oh, not all of them. Like if I say women are sluts, women are evil, women are jackasses. Not all women. Well, then good for you. If you're a woman and you're not like that, there's a clap for you. What does that have to do with what I'm talking about? If you believe that you are an individual and that you have individual rights, would it not stand to reason that if I'm talking about a mass amount of people, you don't have to apply to that in order for it to be true? I could say there's a lot of venomous spiders. If you're not a venomous spider, oh, bully bully for you. You're not a venomous spider. I guess they don't have to spray you with raid. But there's a lot of venomous spiders. Actually, there are less biological venomous spiders than there are terrible women and criminal moderators. There's no such thing as a non-criminal moderator, but I'm getting ahead of myself. What I'm trying to tell you is literally you could play with spiders and there would be less of a chance of you getting bitten and dying or getting skin rot or something than there would be with you participating with a woman and fucking having a good time. That's how fucking ridiculous the modern age is. Only about 1% of spiders are venomous. So literally, spiders are less risky than women, and I stand by that statement. You could look that fucking up on Wikipedia or something. I'm telling you, there's not really all that many dangerous spiders. But what I'm saying is, if you are an individual, why do you fucking care? I mean, look at me. You could say all kinds of nasty things. Oh, all men are evil. Well, but men are kind of cucks. I am a man. I have a penis, but I don't define myself for being a man, so I really don't care if you talk about men being evil, which radfems do. White people are evil. Yeah, for the most part, yeah, I would have to say so. They colonialized most of the world, and they're not content with that. They had slavery, not content with that. Now we still got to get treated like shit. They even treat each other like shit because they're not white enough. So as you can see, I don't care that you make fun of the white people because I don't define myself as being white. And this goes on and on and on because I am an indivisible being that exists by myself. I don't define myself as some kind of hybrid, some kind of like fucking hive mind. And if I did, why then would I say it's my body, it's my choice? Oh, I have individual rights. Oh, no, well then no, you don't. It can't be both, nigger. It can't. It's got to be one or the other. It's just fucking stupid. You're just virtue signaling to virtue signal without any forethought as to what it means, what anything means. And that's why I fucking give your address to the FBI and shit. You're fucking disgusting and stupid. Fuck you. Are you and fucking how is that not fucking progressive? If you're an individual, you have individual rights. This is another problem on our libertarians because they're so for individual rights. Oh my god, I can smoke pot and fuck a child. But meanwhile, you talk about how they don't want no government, they just want minimal government. Well, then the government's job should be to protect said rights, shouldn't it? I mean, before having cops that kill black people and before having a military that goes on a rampage against brown people, you should have a government that is there to protect you. For example, a moderator bans you. Government's like, you can't do that. They have the First Amendment. You're libeling them. There's just all kinds of things wrong with this. I'm not going to let that happen. But you don't need a big government for that. You don't need a big government to say he has a right to own guns. Period. I don't care if he didn't pass a mental evaluation. I don't care if he was a former felon. He has the right to own guns. It's right here in the Second Amendment. That's it. That's it. But no, because they don't actually want individual liberty. They don't want an individualist society that has only a government big enough to enforce that individuality. What they actually want is privatized government. What they actually want is fascism, but it's cheeky. You are under a contract. It's not because it's the brown shirt. Well, we can fucking execute your family all the same. Stalin didn't do anything wrong by shooting fucking children in front of their families because fucking niggers like you are stupid. It's just why, why? Just own it. Just own it. Stop being a pussy and own your ideology. That's all I'm saying. And if I misconstrued what your ideology is, I apologize for that. I throw around terms here and there because it's convenient at the juncture, but I don't know what you think. And I don't expect you to know what I think. That's why I don't get too pissed off when people make accusations about me, like being a Christian socialist. I knew that came up at some point, and I don't know where the hell that started. But no, I'm not. But the point is, I don't really care because it doesn't really matter anyway. It's all hearsay because we don't live under a socialist system. We don't live under any kind of system to where that would be relevant. It might be relevant to these stupid little groups that are controlled by pedophile moderators, but all in all, it is what it is. And if I was that, then I would own it. If I was a Christian socialist, I would own it, but I'm not. So all I'm asking of people is to just be who they claim to be, or don't claim to be it. Be who you are. That's why I gotta get banned everywhere because I'm speaking the moon talk.